Jesus says the enemy is stealing your real path. You're about to hear something important that will clear things up. So don't click away. One more time, close the door to your room. Please don't send this message to anyone else in your house right now. Turn off all the noise outside for the next 30 minutes. What's about to happen to you was made in secret just for you. And you need to get it in secret, too. You can do more than just watch this. This isn't just stuff here on the site. For a long time, this message has been kept secret. It was meant to reach you on the exact night you are sitting here. You've been looking for something unique, but you haven't been sure what it is. You've been looking for a voice that you can't quite place. Recently, it's felt a little strange to be in busy places. That's because God has been leading you to a quiet place where only one voice can be heard at a time. That voice is now ready to talk. Do not move. Do not close this message. Do not tell anyone about this until you have heard it yourself. Take it all in by yourself. There's no reason for the door behind you to keep you out. You are welcome to enter a very holy place through this door. Do the things in this room that only you can do for yourself before I say anything else. Don't scroll on that other stuff. Drop the thing you're holding. Put your back against the chair. Take a deep breath that your body hasn't used in a week. Now look at the corner of the wall. The lamp has seen every bad night you tried to stay quiet. And the chair has held more of who you are than any other chair this week. There is another you that lives behind closed doors and sighs and relaxes when no one is looking that this room knows. It's not the fake you that smiles at the right times. This message was only sent to that version of you tonight. I want you to stay until the end before we go any further. It's not that the beginning isn't good enough. It's that the words hit you differently as you read on. You will know for sure what part of your life you are in 30 minutes from now. Don't doubt it. People who used to be close to you have moved away, and you will understand why. That space was actually a shield, not a loss. You are going to hear a word from God that will stay with you long after this room closes again. And there is a special announcement at the end that I think will finally name something you've been needing to hear for years. Don't leave or skip ahead. Stay here with me in this room by yourself the whole time. First, this is something your spirit already knows. The talks you used to enjoy are now wearing you out. It's not because the people have changed, but because you're past those types of talks. You no longer find humor in the same jokes that used to make you laugh. You used to be a part of the same gossip that now makes your skin feel rough like sandpaper. The group chats that used to make you feel at home now make you feel like you have to carry a heavy weight into the evening. Bitterness is not this. This is your spirit becoming aware of things that no longer match its true self. You're not getting cold. You're becoming more like yourself again. The second thing that's happening to you is less loud. Things you used to enjoy as a break now seem like noise. The movies that you would have watched all night now feel like something you put on hold and don't finish. Plans that used to get you excited weeks in advance now feel like something you'd rather not do. You don't want the things that used to distract you as much. Not depressed at all. Now that the fake lights are going out, you can see the one real sign. Before the real light could shine through, the fake ones had to get old. You've started to notice the third sign in the little things. There are too many numbers for it to be a coincidence. You look at different clocks in different rooms at the same time. A phrase that two different people who don't know each other have said to you twice in 2 days. A song that always makes you feel better on the worst mornings. It's not just your mind making things fit together. The way is marked by heaven. The signs aren't just there. You won't be able to get through this time without these clues from your Father. You dream about the fourth thing. Your dreams have been more real than the time you were awake. Dreams that were so real you couldn't take your eyes off of them. Dreams that made you feel calm that you can't find when you wake up. Dreams can take you to places you've never been. At other times, it's someone you haven't seen in years telling you something specific. Sometimes you just feel bad when you wake up and don't feel better all day. These dreams aren't just my brain going crazy from being tired. While your conscious mind sleeps, the part of you that is connected to that part is given more freedom. At night, God talks to His chosen people. He has always done that. He will always do that. The fifth thing is something your body has been doing but no one has told you about. Every morning at the same time for weeks 300 in the morning fork 17. Your body has learned what time it is and wakes up without an alarm. Insomnia is not this. This is heaven calling your name over and over again until you pay attention. For the next time, don't just roll over and try to sleep again. Stand up straight. Say one word, even if it's just, I am here. Listen, I'm here. That's enough. The time doesn't bother you. The hour is coming up on you. Shoulders should have been relaxed in the last few minutes. If 3 or 4 of these things just hit you, your body knows. Never again will you wonder what time it is in your life, you're in it. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. But please pay close attention. It doesn't matter what season you are in. What is being made inside this season is what matters. Since the season isn't the main point, the time of year is like a workshop. The season is the unique room where something important is being made that no one else will see until later. The part that's being built that no one else can see will be the subject of our next conversation. There's more going on beneath what you can see. It's a hidden current. The spot where the answer has always been. I'll show it to you. This is what's being made in this room. Something is making you feel like you can't put your finger on it. It has been coming from your inner self for years, long before tonight. A long time ago, before you knew why some places felt safe and others felt wrong. Science labs have been studying this feeling for decades and have given it a name. We'll get to that. But for now, just know this. The room isn't just a room. What you carry is being fine-tuned in the room. Here is what you've been going through the last few years. 3 things are happening at the same time for those who come in this time. The first is learning again. Every fake smile, every yes you said when you really meant no. Every forced laugh when you really didn't want to. And every conversation you put on a show for cost you a lot. All of that had to be forgotten in order for the real you to show up. It was not a mistake to unlearn. There was a lot of unlearning going on. Taking away is the second thing. You thought you needed some parts of yourself as a child. Someone who wanted to be liked, who went on and on about everything, who said sorry first to keep the peace, and who put themselves down where being low was praised. Not because those parts were bad, but because they were like costumes. And you can't wear costumes to the room where you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do in life. Hearing is the third thing. A lot of noise can make it hard to hear some words. For example, God's messages can only come at 3:00 a.m. in private when all the other voices in your life have died down long enough for the original voice to be heard again. Being alone for years wasn't a punishment. They made it possible to hear the first voice. People read the same part of an old story every December, but they never really get it. It was just the young woman in her room doing nothing. She wasn't at the temple by the well or in front of the older people. She was at home by herself. An angel shows up. The greeting makes her feel bad. Not because she wasn't good enough, but because she wasn't trying to become famous. It was just her and herself. The message is named after her and is only for her. It was not possible to give it in the town square. The news couldn't have been shared with her family or religious leaders. The note had to get to her in the quiet room where she was sitting because it was for the private her and not the public. What does she say? There wasn't a long speech, an argument, or a question about whether she deserved this. She just accepts. She shows a pattern that is true for everyone. No matter what you believe about her, the chosen ones are visited in their own rooms. There are no calls for them in large groups. They aren't called to altars in front of a lot of people. People come to see them when they are alone. It's just like that room with the door shut and only one person inside. Give that person your full attention. This story has been told before, but in different ways and at different times. The main structure hasn't changed. Inside, behind closed doors, there is a private area. People arrive and are accepted. That is the order. That's always been the order, and it's still the order tonight. A lot of people read something without understanding what it means. Read verse 15 of Genesis 2. Today, God gives the first person a job and places him in a special garden. The word in English is keep. Most people think it means to keep up. Like how a gardener takes care of a yard. But the Hebrew word for it is shamar. Shamar doesn't mean to keep. It means to guard with honor, to keep an eye on something important, or to stand watch over something holy. A soldier at the door of the king's room does shamar. One thing a priest does over an old flame that must not go out is shamar. Listen to what this means. Making things wasn't the first job that people were given. It was to shamar, to keep an eye on what is holy. For months, the room has been calling to you because it needs to have shamar on something sacred inside you. Someone to watch over things, protect and testify, and no one else was ever going to show up to do it but you. You're not by yourself. Keep an eye on things. That's the difference between having a house and watching over a temple. You thought your job was the first one, but it was always the second one. There was someone else in the room with you. You were put there for a reason. And while you were watching, for things inside you grew that no one else could see. The first is being able to see. You can quickly understand a room because your inner self trained for years when you were alone. Within minutes of meeting someone, you can tell who you can trust and who is just putting on a show. Someone wasn't given that skill. That skill was developed on nights when no one else was around. The second is deep care that doesn't catch you up. You really care about other people, but you don't get caught up in their problems like you used to. Being there for someone in pain doesn't mean taking it on yourself. It took years to learn how to be apart. It became a part of you during the years you were by yourself. The third is being strong without being loud. Now your silence is strong. People can feel it before you even speak. Everything changes when you walk into a room, even before you say a word. That didn't just happen. That's what Shamar does to a guard who has been on duty for too long. The fourth is knowing inside. No longer do you need someone else to tell you what's right. You do the tough thing by yourself knowing that no one will praise you or even know about it. But you still do it. That is the worst kind of growth because it costs a lot and doesn't get much praise. Check out what those evenings alone actually made. Every night of peace and quiet helped you become smarter. Every conversation you didn't go after made you more caring. Every plan that didn't work out made you more still. Every good thing you did by yourself, even when no one was looking, gave you more permission. You were building up your inner strength during the years that seemed like empty space from the outside. What was built behind closed doors is about to be shown to everyone. The private area is becoming available. The watch is getting better. What is real should be made clear though before we go into that light and before I show you what you have tonight. There are tools made just for the kind of renewal that you need this time of year. Tools that your spirit may have been drawn to even if you didn't know why. Truth knows what truth is. Name what is real before another second goes by. There has been a name for what we just felt in this room for almost 40 years. It's the feeling you can't hear with your ears. There's something inside you that has been sending signals for years. There are two names which mean two different discoveries. There is more than one way to fix the brain. Scientists have proven that it happens in two steps or waves that work in a certain order. The stress messed up the first wave which needs to be turned off. The second wave was put on hold when they were kids and needs to be released again. One full repair, two waves. The wealth signal is the first one. That's what Stephen Newton said after he quit traditional research to share his findings with everyone instead of having them kept secret. It stops the stress signal that was controlling your nervous system and opens the alpha drawbridge again. This is the way to your subconscious that was closed for so long that you forgot you used to go across it every day as a child. The Genius Song is the name of the second one. That's what Dr. Robert Lake found when he looked into why people lose their genius after age 7 for 34 years. He named it the decline effect. That frequency, the one you were born with, is turned back on by the Genius Song. They work in a certain order with the faster ones building the base first. Before the castle inside can be lit up, the drawbridge has to be opened. You can't skip that part of the order. The link is in the description and the comment that was pinned below this message. So you can click on it even before I say anything else. You can do one of three things there. Take your time. Stay in this room for the rest of what is being said tonight, but the links are below if you already know. Names aren't the real present on their own. What's coming next is the gift. Your spirit has been waiting to get this part in this room and no one else can give it to you. Now, let's talk about what tonight is really about. There are more than 2 names in this list. If you are new to this season, 3 parts of your life are about to change in ways that will affect the new version of you. These changes won't happen slowly or in the far future. You are not in charge of the changes that have already begun. Keep an eye on what's going on so you don't freak out when things speed up. The first part is your relationships. You will feel farther away from people you thought would always be in your life. Not because they did something wrong, but because the way you used to be was what brought you together. And it's broken. There will be fewer check-ins and shorter talks. Some friends won't be around for much longer. There is a certain kind of pain that you have not been ready for. You'll be confused about whether you pushed them away. You'll talk about old things and try to remember when you were mean. It's not there because there is no one moment. There is only growth. And growth makes space between things, like how a tree's growth makes space between its branches. Don't follow the people who are leaving. Don't act like the old you just to keep them around. And just when you think you're by yourself, people who speak the language your spirit has been writing will start to appear. Once you start to act like you belong with the old crowd, they won't be able to find you. The second part is your life's task. A direction that has been fuzzy for a long time is about to become clear. No, not in the big dramatic way you thought it would. Not in a vision or a big announcement. Instead, it's in the form of small, clear nudges that keep coming at odd times. You'll be scared and glad to be alive at the same time. Fear doesn't mean you should stop. Your body is scared because it knows the path is real. When someone has a big job, they always feel the weight of it before they start. That weight doesn't mean anything. That weight shows that you are following a real map. You shouldn't wait to see the whole picture before you move forward. Don't wait for the path to make things clear. It will just do that for you. You can't see the second step from the first one. The first step earns the second. The third area is what you have to offer. Soon, chances will come your way that you didn't expect. You might start getting money in ways that you couldn't have imagined when you were worried. A call that you almost didn't pick up. You get an email about a project that someone else dropped. Someone will pay you 3 times as much to use a skill you stopped charging for. It will be easy to feel like you're not good enough. What shows up will make you wonder if you deserve it. You will want to charge less. Say sorry for what you have to offer and shrink yourself so that you don't bother people who are stuck in their old ways. Don't go. Take what is being given to you. It will keep coming to you in strange ways, but only if you stop being sorry about how much God is giving you to handle. Pay attention to what's going on in all 3 areas at the same time. What was making you tired is about to make you feel better. People are about to start taking notice of what was hidden. Things that couldn't be seen are about to be seen. What was by itself is about to become unique. People are about to start seeing what they didn't understand. What seemed like a waste is about to start growing a lot. If you felt like your spirit just agreed with any of those, or if you knew that when the words were spoken, type I see it below. Not as a question, but as a promise about what was just said. Let your fingers speak for you when your voice hasn't been able to. Also, press the like button below this message slowly before it goes on. Just so this can reach someone else who has been quietly worn out trying to fit into a time they've already outgrown. Not for me. Heaven might use your one tap as a clue to find them tonight. That which we just said is yours, but there is something else you need to hear before this season is over. There's someone in your head that wants to tell you that tonight isn't real. That voice needs to be dealt with before it can speak. You've heard that voice for a long time. You already know how it sounds. It's the voice that says maybe you're just lonely. You might be giving being tired a lot more meaning than it really has. It's possible that you have not been chosen. You might be so tired that you wish you were asleep. Maybe the understanding you had 20 minutes ago was just a feeling and not the truth. For the next 48 hours, that voice will get louder. It always does. There is a voice that tells you to ignore what is real that gets louder as you accept it. Let me tell you what's really going on here. People, places, and religions that taught you to question what felt right. Teachers who confused humility with getting rid of yourself, and caregivers who couldn't handle a child whose gut feelings were too clear gave you that voice early on. The voice isn't telling the truth. The voice is a way to protect yourself that you learned in places where people didn't know what to do with the things you carried. A deeper fear lies beneath that voice. The fear that being chosen would make you proud. To avoid being proud, you don't claim what you've already been given. To feel safe, you stay small. That way, no one will ever be able to call you proud. Please pay close attention. It's not humble to refuse to take what is yours. Fear is acting like something else when it doesn't want to be found out. Real humility lets go. If someone is truly humble, they will say yes to the job without acting like it's too big for them. In the next 2 days, a second pattern will try to show up. It's not the same as doubt, but it comes from the same place. The more you want to mess things up, the closer you are to giving up. The urge to brush this whole evening off as just another thought in the noise. The need to explain away the feeling of being known. That need to go back to the things and people that made you feel bad on purpose just to show yourself that you're not too good for them. This isn't being weak. This is your body trying to get back to a level of energy it is used to because it feels unsafe to try something new. Even if the new thing is freedom, it learned to feel safe when it had little. One quiet act of letting go that only takes 30 seconds can help with both patterns. Put one hand over your chest where your collarbones meet. If your hands are free right now, if you're driving, holding something, or just can't move your hands, picture the touch of a warm, steady hand on your chest. The person won't judge you. Say this to yourself now. You don't have to say it out loud. You can rest. Part of me that has been working hard for years to keep me safe. I got us from here on out. Just let the words be. Do not rush them. Let them land where they need to. Some part of you has been working hard to keep you small. That voice you just talked to, is it? You don't have to fire it. It should be retired with honor. Tell it that it did its job for a long time and that it's done. Let me tell you one more thing that will help your spirit before I show you the whole picture of what I'm giving you tonight. I will, and the shape will surprise you. This one changes everything. You thought you knew about the reason the room had to be closed in the first place. Someone wrote that she had been afraid to say something for 3 years. I won't say her name. She said she had been sad for 3 years because she chose to spend so many evenings by herself. She wasn't going out anymore. She had pulled away from a group of friends who used to make her weak. She thought she was going to break down. Then one Tuesday night, a question came to her in a quiet way like real questions do when no one else is around. What if the peace and quiet were a helpful friend? She gave the question a week to think about. The next Sunday, she had written the first 3 pages of something she had been keeping for years, but hadn't known about. She began a project that has reached people she will never meet. If she had stayed at the noisy tables, she wouldn't have had the energy to reach those people. It's okay for me to share this without her name because the pattern is more important than the name. Right now, some people in the quiet feel like they're losing who they are. They are getting to know themselves. They just haven't been able to figure out what it is yet. You could be one of them. It's likely that you are one of them. That's how this message got to you. And before the door to this room opens again, I want to say something over your life that I think will stay with you long after tonight is over. Follow me. The reason this message reached you on this particular night is at the end. 2 things need to happen before that last word can be said. Your mind needs to fully understand what your spirit has already accepted, and your hands need to be ready to receive what is being given to them. Before we go any further, let me make sure that both of those are true. This is what we've been talking about for the past 28 minutes. No fancy words, just plain language. That's how it works. It's not like you're bad because of the 2 things that are happening to you at the same time. The first is that your nervous system has been in a state of beta hyperactivity, which is a sign of stress. That signal has been getting in the way of all of your prayers, thoughts, and quiet attempts to live the life you really want. The stress signal blocks your subconscious from getting in while it's active. It's possible to pray for years and still not get through. The second is that since you were about 7 years old, a special frequency, you were born with a quieter genius kind of genius has been fading. The name for this effect is decline effect. That's why childhood often felt magical and adulthood doesn't all the time. It wasn't destroyed. The frequency was just slowed down. There's a change. What's being offered tonight and what your spirit has been pulling you toward in this room is a step-by-step restoration. It's not a quick fix or a magic trick to get what you want. First, the groundwork needs to be laid and then things need to move faster. Both steps are necessary because both are really needed for brain repair. This repair isn't just for anyone either. It's for the person who was born with strong 2 waves whose missing parts are double, whose unique design is being matched by what they're about to receive. The 2-wave chosen one. That's the person I've been talking to all night. That's what you are. You were not born like most people. You never really grew out of the child. You were the one who was both calm and full of life, still and exciting. Everyone in your family quietly misses that person. That's how you were meant to be before it was turned down. You are still the same person after all these years. The lights were just turned down. Soon the lights will be on again. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our COEF community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Another woman, 52 years old and from Florida, wrote to say what changed for her. She runs a small business and has been taking care of her elderly mother and 10 employees for years. She said that she had felt a tightness in her chest every morning for as long as she could remember. A knot of worry about money that had nothing to do with her real numbers. She meditated for 6 months. She was never able to get to the worry. It lived below the meditation. 3 weeks before she wrote to me, she began using the foundation audio. The morning tightness got better, but it wasn't gone completely. She also made a business choice one morning that she had been putting off for 8 months. She raised her prices, not a big deal or a speech. Not a single one of her clients complained. That month, her cash flow went up by 22%. She said the recording didn't make her feel better about herself. It took away the fear that had been holding her back for years. Just like what Dr. Stephen Newton told the public after he quit mainstream research, she found the same thing after years of studying at Stanford and Boston universities. Dr. Newton decided that his work should not only be seen by academics but also by everyone. The thing he found was called the wealth signal. It's a 5-nut digital audio file with what he calls the 9-word wealth script. This is a unique way of speaking from a Hindu tradition that dates back 3,000 years and works around what brain scientists call neural rigidity in the thalamus. It's clear what it does. There is no longer any stress. It lets your subconscious back in through the alpha drawbridge. It doesn't promise that money will show up right away. It says it will be more honest. The first step in fixing things up is for the drawbridge to open. The bridge can be crossed with the first tool. Your body stops sending the stress signal that has been controlling it. There is a clear path between your conscious mind and what lies beneath for the first time in years. But most people don't know this, and the woman in Florida didn't find out until much later. The castle inside can be dark even when the drawbridge is open. Alpha isn't the only thing that works. The first tool doesn't touch another wave that has been pushed down since childhood. It's known as gamma by scientists. Being in the flow and having sudden insights happen at this frequency. It was a magical childhood that turned into a foggy adulthood because of the decline effect, which is when gamma levels dropped around age 7. It didn't lose its frequency. It died because it was in a place that didn't know how to care for it. There is a second researcher who spent 34 years drawing out exactly how gamma is turned off and on again. Dr. Robert Lake is his name. MI, Princeton, Harvard, and a number of other top schools are linked to his work. He doesn't work with Dr. Newton. He's not a pupil. They are separate researchers from different decades and fields who came to the same conclusions. The Genius Song is the name of the tool that Dr. Lake made. It's a 7-init digital audio file that wakes up the sleepy gamma frequency with brain training sounds. 7 minutes. That's the daily promise. Listen to what this means altogether. The drawbridge is opened by the wealth signal. The castle is lit up by the second wave. Because that's how the brain repairs itself. Both must be taken in that order. That's the 2-wave set, not 2 different things for 2 different issues. It only takes 2 steps to fix the whole thing. After the first wave has made alpha stable, the Genius Song speed-up tool turns on gamma. Again, brain training sends different sounds to each ear separately. These sounds are picked up by your nervous system. Over the course of 21 days, the sleeping frequency wakes up in small steps. It was written by a 38-year-old woman who had been to meditation groups, yoga classes, and weekend getaways for years. She said that none of those practices gave her the sense of real connection that she had been looking for years. They were happy. These places didn't feel like home. After using the audio for 2 weeks, the strange events began to happen. They are real and specific ones. It was like the universe finally spoke a language she could understand. She said she didn't become more religious. She was more right. You have 4 questions with you right now. I need to answer them before they get louder. Before you say, "I've already tried that." Hear me out. All of these things, meditation, yoga, and healing sounds, slowly change the brain from the inside out because they tune brain frequency directly. These 2 tools work from the outside. That's not the same way I do things. And no other tool you've used has worked on both alpha and gamma at the same time. The second difference is this. The answer is not a promise. If you think this sounds too good to be true, for the first discovery, brainwave readings were tested in labs at Stanford. For the second, they were tested at MIT and Princeton. Almost 38,000 chosen people in both parts. You used to just believe, but now you see proof. This site respects the fact that 39 or 78 is a lot of money for you. I would never ignore what's going on with you. The 39 starting point is seen as a real one, not a less good one. The 78 full path is for people who can afford it. It doesn't cost anything extra or every month, and there are no hidden fees. It's easy math. It costs about 10 cents a day to divide 39 by 365 days. What's the point of having 2 tools, you ask? Why don't I just get one this evening? The answer is the most important thing. The first tool is meant to hit alpha. The second one goes after gamma, 2 different sound levels. It has 2 different tunings. If the stress signal is still making your system act up, the speeding up part will not help because stress will always win over gamma. The bass alone solves half of the problem. They don't do the same thing. They should be used in that order. Now, let's talk about the paths. For years, the world has been giving half-baked answers. You can pay $15 a month to get the meditation app. Courses in mindfulness cost between $100 and $300. Weekend getaways that cost between $400 and $800. Brain training sessions that last 1 hour cost $300 each. They don't all go after both alpha and gamma. Not many of them hit either one correctly. The first tool costs $49 normally. The price is $39 for people who watch this message. The second one is normally $49, but you got it for $39 instead. Dr. Newton and Dr. Lake both chose to charge little for their work. Each one could have been priced more. Neither is there are 3 paths in front of you and all of them are valid. This is the base of the first path. This is just the wealth signal for 39. The 5-minute audio, the 9-word wealth script and 4 extras worth $338 are all yours. For 39, the whole thing is worth $377. This is the way for the chosen one whose budget needs to be fixed first or whose stress signal is the main issue. It's a real start, not just a piece of one. The speed up is shown on the second path. The Genius song by itself costs $39. Along with the 7-minute audio, you also get 4 extra items worth a total of $80. The whole thing costs the $1 and for $39. This path isn't used as often. This is for people who have been practicing for years and already have a strong alpha foundation. Their main problem is that their gamma has faded. This isn't where most people start. The third option is the full set, which includes both audios and all 8 bonus items from both doctors covering both waves. It costs $78, a total of $39 FL for $39V, which is the real price and not a fake package discount. The bonus amounts add up to $418. The value of the whole package is a $496. This is the path that most chosen ones think is theirs. Both foundation and acceleration make each other stronger. They don't just add up. Opening the drawbridge when the castle isn't lit up is only half a fix. It's not repair at all that the castle is lit up with the drawbridge closed. You can keep the bonus for 90 days on all paths. You get your money back and get to keep all the extras if at any point in those 90 days the experience doesn't live up to what was promised tonight. Not any strings attached. There's nothing to return. You can still get the bonuses. No matter what you choose, the whole path is worth $418. That's how much Dr. Newton and Doc Lake believe in their work. Every day the stress signal makes your nervous system work weird. And every day the fading effect makes things less bright than they should be. Over time, both get worse. You are not calmly waiting for the part of you that has been waiting for this repair. It's getting worn down slowly while you think about whether to grab what's being offered. The version of you that was healed by 2 waves remembers this exact moment as the turning point. You make the first choice in the wave. Online, there are fake copies of both audios going around. Even though they know the names, they don't know the exact frequencies or the special sound technology. They are just normal people with real names. You won't find these tools on Amazon, streaming sites, or other online shops. The description and the comment below this message that has been pinned are the only real sources that have the full technology, all the bonus items, and the 90-day money-back guarantee on every path. You can see the doors. If your spirit tells you which of the 3 paths is the right one for you, go through the door that calls to you. The first path, the second path, and the third path. We honor all 3. Your spirit knows. The doors are below in the comment that has been pinned to the page. You only need to choose which one is yours. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says give and heaven will open over you on this platform. Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Now the words about the doors are getting fainter. What was given has been given. What was named has been named. You and who you've always been agree in silence that there is only room. Your breathing and who you are. Take a moment to close your eyes if you can. Leave them open while you drive and let the words settle. Picture the door behind you opening in your mind. Not back down the hall you came from, but into a huge room inside. You have a cathedral in your room. You can now see the stained glass that has been there your whole life. There is more space above the ceiling than the room you are in can hold. The walls don't go all the way to the floor. You're not just making this up. Seeing this is recognizing there has always been this room here. You just walked into it. Feel the silence fill up. Instead of being empty, feel your shoulders getting bigger. Feel how the air is changing. You are the only one who can really see. You got the eyes when you got there, not because you trained for it. Take that name. You are the one who can't live a lie. And the fact that fake rooms made you feel bad was on purpose, not because you were weak. Take that name. People who haven't met you yet have been quietly getting better because of your private pain. Take that name. You have a commitment. You have been chosen. You have been picked. Say thank you to yourself before this room's door opens again. You didn't lose the part of you that almost left at minute 4. This whole message was written for the part that stayed. Let go of the years that made you doubt what you thought you knew. Get out of the rooms that made you feel like you don't fit in. Let go of the conversations where you had to act. Listen to God say, I didn't leave you alone tonight when I brought you here alone tonight. I brought you alone to call you by your real name. You're not the only one who feels this way. Some people have been chosen to hear the same message in different languages right now. They are all in rooms with doors shut. All of them are hearing the same God. At the same time, the same inner space opened up in 1,000 different places. You are a part of something that doesn't make a lot of noise, and that's the reason it's real. That's how it is. Before you get up, type I am in the box below. Only do this when you are ready. Not as a question, but as a promise. There are 2 words that your spirit has been wanting to say for a long time. This message came to you on this very night. More are being made for the times that are still to come. Keep in touch so they can find you when they need to. Give this to someone who has been very quiet lately. Someone who has been pulling away and won't say why. The same questions you brought up are being asked by them in their own room right now. They won't be able to hear what you heard tonight unless someone leaves a note at their door. Do it yourself. If you're still drawn to what was named in this room, the door is right where I said it would be. The comment that was pinned, the description, and the 3 paths. No matter which one calls you home, before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.